Hello, fantastical tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy Renaissance with me, BlueAnkylo. We are currently getting towards the late game, although maybe not the very highest level, but we are at least halfway through with our somewhat vanilla party. Last episode we successfully finished some side quests to get some new skills, if you missed it. I think we've got pretty much all the new stuff. Wasn't very hard to get. Post-promotion, these are all basically automatic gets. Although the black belt fight to get channeling was a little bit difficult, but we pulled it off. So for today, we obviously, next dungeon would be the water temple or shrine. We might make a quick dive into Mirage Tower to get a couple bits of gear. Money being relatively short in this run. I do have enough money for like a spell, so perhaps it would be worth picking up Exit so we can just get out. And I don't think our Red Wizard actually has level 6 slots yet, because why would we? Although technically we can pick up a level 6 spell and then we could convert like level 1 or 2 spells into there. So theoretically could be done. If we wanted to do that, what would we want? We can learn none of the status spells. So the Red Wizard, in theory, is like really effective at negative status effects, like maybe death and earth killing. However, we can't learn those. So it's just Lightning 3 and something here. Fog, Invis, Exit. Well, we've already got one Exit caster. We'll probably take, what, Lightning 3, Fog 2, Invis 2? They're not super exciting, but hey, it's better than nothing. I guess we could give our Black Mage something, or Black Wizard something. Quake is kind of fun. Stun is like power word stun, so as long as you're not resistant to status, as long as your HP is low, it works, but I'm not a huge fan of that spell. So I think I actually might save the rest of my money. We did get at least something useful. And what I want to do is buy our level 8, pressing a bunch of random buttons. I want to buy our level 8 red magic spell. So we'll restock. We might not have, I think red magic spells or level 8 spells are 60 grand each. I'd like to get 3 when we go to Lefane, so we don't have to go back again. So that means I need 180,000 gold. We're not going to mostly be able to cast them for a little while, but maybe a little trip here will help. So let's get some loot. And maybe some levels, you never know. Early Mirage Tower, classically good for treasure chests. Our party, let's see, how are we doing for like useful abilities here? Be nice to have like, well, we're going to get a Thor's Hammer here, which will help. If we go all the way up, we can get like the white and black robe. That might be worth picking up too. I mean, we could also just go to the water shrine and do that. Seems like we're getting hit pretty hard by these chimeras. Well, classic. We're not actually resistant to fire yet, so stuff like cremate's pretty hard. Hits pretty hard. We're still waiting for Sabin, our monk, to like actually get strong. Some levels will help. I think it's level 20 is what we're looking for him. Or maybe 22. Maybe it's 22. I forget if he gets 3% hit. I think he's actually 3% hit rate per level, right? So 59, 62, 65. So that's level 21. Sorry, I keep forgetting exactly what level it is. Those of you familiar with Final Fantasy 1 should just memorize all that. It's easy enough, right? Let's burn down some vamps. Try not to instantly die. Oh, by the way, the music, although this is episode 5, it's Final Fantasy 6, the Overclock Remix album, Final Fantasy 6 Balance and Ruin. Probably my favorite. Massive album of very well crafted remixes. Helps that I love FF6 so much. But Heal hat, tons of money, Vorpal stick, Beastmaster sword, another shield. I don't think we can equip hardly any of this stuff. Medusa should go down to 1 fire 2, give or take. One thing we should double check, like we've got some new skills. I want to find out on something relatively safe if we can use the Mage Staff to do priming, to make it stronger and stronger. We need something with a lot of health that we can sort of spam it on, basically. This fight isn't too bad. Maybe this will work. Beware the Jabberwock. Wait, that's where the Vorpal Sword's actually from. It's an old D&D quest based on an old like story from like relatively medieval times. I think it's a poem, if I remember correctly. Interesting. Maybe we can do like Confuse would be okay. Yeah, I want to see if Mage Staff. So like the Nightmare should resist it, which means the damage will be a little bit low. It was low for everybody. I don't think bad men are supposed to be able to. What we really need is a bunch of invisible too, like defense, and then we can just sort of wait it out. But anyway, we'll see if the damage should be 50% stronger this time if it's working, maybe? That's definitely a bigger number for most of them. But that could just be random variance, so that's not proving it yet. Assuming it continues to stack, it's not seeming very effective so far. I am feeling like perhaps that skill only works with spells you cast rather than items you use. Otherwise, we should be doing more than 20 damage by now on the Nightmare. The Nightmare resists fire, so it's half damage from base. But Fire 2 itself is 60 to 120, boosted by intelligence. Although if it saves, it's half, so it could be 30 to 60. But hitting a 20 means we're still like hitting 30. He's resisting and taking half as well. So it's like quartering the base damage if you want to think about it like that. If it was becoming 50% stronger every time, it should be going above 20 by now. Yeah, I think, I feel like that's fairly definitive. Maybe we could do another one of those fights and just cast Fire 2 over and over rather than using the Mage Staff. So, hey, look, it's the same fight. Haha. That's convenient. So we've got, 5 charges here. Let's see if this works any different. So we start similar, although perhaps the Mage Staff doesn't use your intelligence because we did more base damage, I think. But we'll cast it again, and then this hopefully gets boosted. So we don't just die. 200. Okay, it's definitely... Oh, we even get an achievement for that, which means it definitely did not work on the... Sorry. Words. Difficult. It definitely was not working on the Mage Staff. Yeah. So we're probably doing like plus 100% damage after 2 casts. And that's why we're doing like 60. The Nightmare still resists fire, but we are sort of slowly overcoming. It still did not do very much. Does it not stack? Is it just plus 50% once and that's it? Which is fine, but I was hoping it would like keep getting better. This is like 3 levels deep now, so it should be doing a ton. Maybe it's continuing to go up. Still difficult with that much data, but let me have a look at that achievement. Maybe that. Sometimes the wording on those can help you a little bit. It's a challenge. Boost the damage of any elemental spell by priming it. Yeah, we did that. Still a bunch of achievements I haven't really been focusing on too hard, but... yeah. Interesting. What's the skill say again? Base damage of any elemental spell by 50% for each... See, each spell of the same elemental cast during the battle. It sounds like it should continue to, like, boost. Like, wouldn't it just say once rather than each? If it was meant to, you know, continue or be only once? Okay, we've got some data. We'll continue to get science as we play. But there's more looting to do, so let's continue looting. The second floor, certainly not a big deal. And via warp strats, honestly, we can get out pretty much anywhere, or exit strats. Okay, good ambush, thanks. Making everything hurt. Let's just do a big lightning spell. They're not weak to it or anything, but should feel good. Yeah, Catmans. Catman-doos. Catman can't do. They did. So, cool. Tella still nearly died. One ambush. Not like his absorb is really that bad. It's just, yeah. Okay. These giant groups. I don't know, maybe this is a fight that is technically worth using a spell on to sweep. I don't think the birds are usually good for XP and gold, usually, though. Like, maybe. Man, they hate Tella. Absolutely hate him. We could also do, like, some more Ki Blasts. I do have access to that. These guys should be weak to lightning. It's the job. You're mechanical. Classic Final Fantasy rules. Yeah, if we're doing over 300 damage with Lightning 3, I'll take that. Alright, bunch of more money. Thor Hammer for our wizards, or white wizard. This fight, wizard mummies, I'd say, probably worth it. Besides, we can just burn them. Burn a nation. So we recover a key point on Sabin there that time. I wonder if you kill something with a counter, if that would also trigger his skill. That's our, like, first time we pulled off a harm 3, maybe? The first time we pulled off hardly any harm spells, honestly. We haven't really had a good turn order for that. Alright. Kind of tired of burning heal potions here. You know, Cure 2, it may be that the skill also works in the menu healing as well, which, that helps. A lot of times the white mage curing spells don't feel very effective. They work, but they heal a very small amount. Yeah, as long as you don't drop below 64 hit rate, the Sun Sword will be the better one. The only time you want to equip defense is when you get an extra swing off Sun. But usually, take that effectivity boost against undead and a slightly higher base damage. Meanwhile, of course, we go with the best hammer for our white wizard. That gives them access to Lightning 2, which means they don't need to hold on to this Zeus's glove. No one really needs that wind glove either, I don't think. We want to sell the dragon armor, the Aegis shield. You could hold on to the heal helmet. It does provide heal 1 in battle, but that's not much. I wanted to... Well, yeah, it's not going to happen right now. What I wanted to do was punch something with Sabin, get his Ki Blast up to... Or get 2 key points, and then do Ki Blast to see how much damage it would do at 2 or... Like, I'm still trying to find a good use for monk abilities, and it's not looking great. So, keep that in mind. Let's just gaunce. And it's so nice having access to all the exit and warp spells. At this point in the game, you know, houses are pretty cheap. Also, you could just fly back to Gaia or something if you wanted. And then we can just basically cast spells at our whim. Sure, it's not as powerful as, like, you know, having, I think they resist fire, if I remember correctly. It's not as powerful as the Time Mage that just teleports you straight to town and then straight back into the dungeon. That was, you know, obviously twice as good at least, if not better, than just the exit spell. But hey, we get what we get. Okay, yeah, cool. Apparently, I underestimate this Chimera. We'll be better off if we get a couple ribbons, I guess. Maybe I should be at the Water Shrine. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Okay, you know what? I hate this place. I'm out. Do you have enough money? Probably. I just... the enemy hit my morale check. I failed my morale check. Suddenly, the very, very slow enemies continuing to waste my time just spooked me. Technically, you can buy these back if you feel like you make a mistake here. They're at the Caravan in Renaissance, which is very nice. It's a very nice little feature. Yeah, the Vorpal Sword has a good crit rate. I suppose 15% crit rate is pretty good if you're not a black belt. And you could equip that on the Red Mage or Red Wizard. But, you know, we have someone who already has 18% crit rate, and it's just going to get higher. Beast Sword seems to be good with the Beastmaster. Some Elemental Bells. Holy Spear. Okay, so we've got 240,000 gold. We can actually afford some stuff. Although we're going to spend it all at here. All of it's going to get spent here, I think. Or at least nearly all of it. But yeah, this should be our last trip down this direction. I guess we could... I think we got a good Bane off the last time against, like, giants. The thing is, like... The usual trouble with Red Wizard is definitely... Should you just attack with him? Because... Like, his physical attack isn't bad. So, like, using a spell that gives you a chance to kill an enemy... Unless you're fighting a lot of enemies, obviously, that's a little different. It seems like maybe you just want to swing your sword anyway. But I am starting to think that the caster items they're not boosted by your intelligence stat. So they might only do the base damage, which is probably fair for balancing. Which means if you really want to hit stuff, this is just going to do minimal damage, whereas using a harm spell or a fire 3 spell should scale a lot better. Especially as our levels get up there. So anyway, seems like, other than a small snafu up in in Mirage, I feel like we're still doing pretty well. So yeah, here's the cool thing. The last real, like, Red Mage subquest. 3 taps, you go behind the counter, and Tella gets a cool level 8 Red Mage spell. Meanwhile, Nuke. And we can't cast them yet, I know, but I just want to buy them while we're here. Life 2. Both very, very powerful. And especially now the White Mage can use this in battle. It says out of combat, but we've got a special ability. And then, yeah, Nuke is strong, obviously. So once we get to, like, level 25 or something like that, we'll use those. However, we do have a way... Where'd my cursor go? Jeez, that's pointless. That's that shimmer effect. It's flickering. I'm surprised this is still a thing in Renaissance. They didn't need to duplicate this effect of the NES. A lot of things in FF1 flicker on and off with whatever your frame rate is, basically. On TV, like on old CRT, it looks just fine. It kind of blurs together the way scanlines update. But in modern computers, it just makes it invisible. And if the refresh rate sort of happens to hit a certain frequency, then it just turns invisible and you can't see the flicker at all. Silence, asleep, silence, paralyzed. I mean, I'm not sure that spell's super good. I mean, it depends on what all the effects are you can get. But, like, silencing most things is not going to help. I feel like random status effects is... Like, it needs to be very accurate so it never fails. And, like, we need to get a bit of good RNG. It does say it ignores resistances, so it should apply pretty consistently on the Red Wiz, but... Poison, silence, like, neither of those help us really at all, right? So, a cool idea for a spell, but all statuses are not equal, and a lot of them are pretty much worthless. Also, you can see how quickly we're getting level ups. We really are pretty underleveled. This is happening pretty fast. This fight is actually pretty deadly. Maybe I'll put, like, re-raise on people, because they'll probably die. Maybe I should just start using some big spells here. Ow. Alright, good hit. And confuse. You know, that's fine, sure. And he just kills himself. Nice. Confuse the BlueAnkylos. Perfect. Okay, well, I've already done a little bit of a out-of-sequence dip into Mirage. Maybe... we won't go any further for now. Because the Water Shrine should be a little bit easier. Buy a few of those. Okay, as far as spell slots go, still only level 6. Maybe we buy Invis 2 or... well, we're going to get that white shirt. So, like, buying Invis 2 on the White Mage is, like, basically guaranteed to be a waste. But yeah, that's pretty only endgame, I guess. Oh well, I feel like I have been running this playthrough mostly without too much sequence breaking. You know, we did Volcano, Ice ordeals in the sort of canonical order rather than backwards. So, I'm okay, I think, without going super deep into Sky ahead of time. Definitely something fun to do, just go grab all the loot, exit out, and then go do the easier dungeons, but... we did a little bit, and the Thor's Hammer certainly makes some value here. So yeah, we got 3% hit rate on Sabin, so that's proof that it is 3% per level. I'm pretty sure I remember that. We do have 2 free Lightning 2 casting items. That's decent. And Sabin is pretty reliably one-shotting things. Yeah. Thor's Hammer, doing alright. More money in there than I remembered, actually. That's pretty good. We did under 60 damage, which is weird, because it's a base 60 spell, which means they had to resist, like they had to, like, you know, saving throw it, basically, to do under 60. And they're weak to, I'm pretty sure they're weak to lightning. I get the feeling, you know, the other skill that the Black Mage has, that reduces enemies' chance to resist, that probably doesn't apply to casting items either. Yeah, so reliance on casting items, it is certainly nice because it doesn't cost you a spell slot. But I get the feeling that, yeah, Sorcerer looks like it only applies to spell slots rather than items. Probably the same for priming. I still don't really see much value in Elemental Seal. Or Bluff, even, most of the time. Prey is fine. Re-raise is situational. Benediction's great. Better healing. And in-battle life. Those are all pretty solid. The boosts, you know, combo chakra key points are okay. Better punching. Counter hasn't really done us very much good. Yeah, monk skills aren't super exciting. And then the red mage one, convert is sneaky. I haven't used refresh much, but that's pretty solid. As long as someone else has a good limit, that's great. And then... yeah, I think Saboteur, the extra effective... I thought, like, olden days, I was like, I should give the wizard staff to the red wizard, because he's got the extra effective confuse, like, you know, status debuff that should work more often. I think that's incorrect, because it won't... I don't think he gets the boost from his skill. Okay, that's fair. I'm not mad about that. It just changes some of my evaluations. So far, still taking a lot of damage. I think I'm just going to be taking most of the fights. I would often just run from everything just to save time, but we need money, we need levels, we need spell slots. Otherwise, we're not going to see our cool stuff before we beat the game. We might actually be high enough level already to just go fight Chaos, technically speaking. Maybe the monk needs to get to that 6 hits level, but that's pretty close. And let's just use Lightning too to see comparatively. So Thor's Hammer, 166. Lightning 2. Yeah, nobody resisted it, and it probably rolled a little bit higher, I think. Yeah, it definitely... it depends on how much of an intelligence boost it gives, and maybe the less chance to do the low roll thing might be good. That's fine. We don't have infinite spell slots, of course, but... I think the Black Mage would be really good combo with the Time Mage. That might be one of the better ones. Wait, aren't you... did we just get poisoned through a ribbon? Oh, I gave it... oh, right, I gave it to Sabin. Right. I forgot about that. It was for his... I forgot to move that back. That was last episode doing his solo quest challenge. Forgot about that. Like, usually my wizard doesn't instantly get poisons. Alright, money. Definitely need more money. Definitely can always kill some snakes. Yeah, but the difference between using a Thor's Hammer and the Lightning 2 cast is still small enough that... I don't know if it's worth the spell slot. These guys are technically weak to ice rather than lightning. In fact, I think they resist lightning. Ice 2 here. Maybe the elemental boost would be better if it was party-wide rather than, you know, the wizard, the black wizard has to keep casting similar elements himself over and over again. Because when are we going to get a fight where we're casting the same... we can use this to buff other people. Yeah, usually it's self-target, but that's a way of boosting the... not the black belt, actually, because it has to be a weapon. I did test that out earlier. So you can boost the red mage, but the black belt... it's probably fair, but you can't use Temper and Saber on them. Yeah, I think the difference between casting Lightning 2 and Zeusing Lightning 2 is still small enough difference that you're better off just using it for free, right? I think. The Prayer doing pretty decent. That was like 20-ish HP. If we ever had a long fight, it would be stronger. So even with a pretty powerful white wizard, we can't just passively heal the amount of damage we're taking. So we're still relying a lot on heal potions like everybody else. It's kind of a strike against white wizards and green wizards. Like, they're fine, but it's hard to get enough healing on random battles to not just end up using potions, right? I mean, sure, we can use some spell slots to heal, but then you don't have them for bosses and stuff. All right, ribbon number 2 is good. For now, I put it on the Black Wizard, mostly because he gets killed very easily. We need the half damage from elemental spells to not die. We still have access to like all the cool like status effects that theoretically are very effective. Have not been using them very much. Well, also because you just punch things and kill them. Bad turn order again. I mean, good because the shark went last, but bad because, you know, Power Glove. We are definitely, what, 1 level away from Black Belt just destroying everything. Now, level 6 punches at level 21 is not, like, game-breakingly powerful, but definitely a very good bump. It's level 32 or somewhere around 30 is the one where they get to 8 attacks, and yeah, they basically one-shot anything at that point. On New Game Plus mode, maybe you need to get to level 40 for the 10 punches, but it's kind of overkill. That's a lot of lobsters. Lobsters can definitely wreck us if we're letting them. Alright, level 20. That means Sabin's getting closer to level 21. He got a little bit of a boost. Blame the solo fight for that, though. It's not my fault. Yeah, my dreams of having everyone with consistent XP and leveling up all 4 at the same time kind of fell apart. Sad. I will pick up this spear. I don't actually think the custom weapons sell very well, right? Like, the vanilla late game armor and weapons sell for a ton of money, but the extra ones, I guess it kind of makes sense the developer doesn't want to add too much gold into the economy. You don't want to inflate things too much. But it is kind of annoying that you get less value for looting everything, right? Because we're probably going to sell that late game Dragoon Spear that almost no one can use, and it's only going to give us like a couple thousand gold, rather than the Opal Armor, which was above us, which sells for like 30,000 or something, right? But if everything sold for 30,000, we would be able to buy our spells. Alright. Almost through water. We're getting... I don't know if this is good or bad, but we are really getting a ton of these large packs. We haven't actually had the Sahags that are unrunnable, so we could escape all these, but we're getting a lot of practice using our Zeus's Glove and Thor Hammer stuff. I was kind of hoping we could hit 1 more level on Sabin here. We've got to be pretty close. But it would be nice for the Kraken to be a little bit stronger. If we want to use punching strats. How close are we? 7,000 XP. I don't think it's worth trying to grind that out right now. Let's just do this. So... maybe we just see what a combo does here. And maybe we start going for some statuses just to be cheeky. Like, mainly slow would be good. And, you know, not dying would be great. So maybe we use re-raise on the White Wizard in case they get spanked. And of course you can speed up the Black Belt. Okay, slow hits, that's great. 58 damage is not great. do a regular punch. I mean, we could go for the hold spell. That might have been even better than slow, I suppose. Let's go with a big cure on Sabin. The Kraken can only do one punch at a time thanks to slow. Can't temper the black belts. Could drop the evade, I suppose, but let's just see what lightning does. Paralyze works and wears off. 52 damage, that's really quite sad. Maybe my my punching strats are not going to be enough. We could mute them as well. Well, Paralyze is better, honestly. Just keep them locked down if we want to keep that going. Honestly, we don't want it looks like the Black Wizard's going to win this one. Lightning 3 is probably going to be the damage dealer. Punching not looking great. Yeah. We were doing over 300 damage per Lightning 3, so clearly that's the way to play. That's okay. The Black Belt will get there. We just need a little bit more levels. Or we'll just ignore them and magic our way to victory. We really will do the 4 wizard party one of these days. Okay, we are in on rack. It would be nice to get any level 8 or level 7 spells while we're here. Neither of these are very good. Well, actually, no, Saber got buffed because it used to be self-targeting only. So now you can cast it on someone else. No, it says increase caster's weapon damage. So still garbage. It's Tensor's transformation in D&D terms. It's weird that the Power Glove lets you use it on anyone, but the spell itself is like self-cast only. Power Word Blind is like the worst power word. Blind just isn't strong enough. Now, Anti-Rub can be good. Because someone's not going to have a ribbon. Then again, we're going to have the wall spell pretty quick. Money. We do have access to level 7 slots after that. What do we spend our precious gold? Do we just fill out the level 6 slots first? I think I want to get Ice 3, because that's the main, you know, Black Wizard type of thing. Also, I don't think I saved. We should be careful. Be smart, Blue. Be smart. Yeah, let's get Ice 3. And also sell our weapons and stuff, I suppose. It's very annoying that you can't go... There's no weapons or armor shops in on-ramp. Okay, Ice 3. Brack is decent. Actually, yeah, the Red Wiz can't learn that either. Interesting. Cure 4 is very good, though. Pick that up. And do we think... I don't think we're going to get a level 7 slot for a while. At least not naturally. So we buy level 6 spells. Okay, nothing. I don't think we have any armor to sell. Nope. We can sell all this stuff. Not worth a lot, but hey. Okay, I think that's as good as I can do for the moment. Let's fly back to... Man, we're basically getting... We're almost prepping for the final dungeon. And I'm still just barely affording level 6 and 7 spells. I do think... Like, when I was a little baby, I pretty much always grinded to, like, level 30 before I did the Temple of Fiends Revisited. You know, the final dungeon. I definitely think the way I play now with slightly more aggressive and lower levels, I very rarely get to the level that you learn level 8 spells before I go into fight chaos. If I run from fights like normal, you know, we never get there. Right, what do I want to buy here? We've got 3 we can purchase. Lightning 3, of course, is the main one. I guess on the red wizard, they don't have enough choices, so it doesn't really matter. Their spell selection is pretty weak for 6. I guess having 2 invis casters isn't bad. The red wiz can stack it, and then the white wizard can do it with the white shirt. So that's got some value. And to diversify a little bit, let's pick up... Quake is fun. We'll pick up Quake. I don't think it's a great spell. I think level 6 is... The higher level spells, for the most part, for me, are like, what spells do good elemental damage? Fire 3, Ice 3, Lightning 3, Nuke. The other ones are somewhat questionable. Anyway, level 20 is okay. 1 more level, and we can do the big Mega Punch. Well, I say Mega Punch, but adequate punch, I guess. Instead of doing, well, I don't know. Kraken and Tiamat both have pretty good physical defense, like Absorb, so maybe we still wouldn't be breaking through. Without access to Temper or Saber, the Monk might just never get enough levels to do it sort of naturally. I guess Ice should work on these guys, so... Yeah. Good turn order. Can't argue that time. Yeah, Chimeras are weak to Ice. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. Because they're sort of like dragon enemies. I guess if we had kept the Light Axe, you could use it on this fight, but Mage Staff should do the job. Maybe. Not even that good. Thank you, Thor. I did restock heal potions, right? Good. Alright. So we fully looted this level, but this is as far as we went. Let's do a little bit of running. This is why we can't have nice things. Fail to run. Gross. This is why your D&D parties never try to run away. It never works. It's actually really hard in 5th edition, and probably all editions really. Having the entire group coordinate and escape with the initiative tracking tends to be one person, you know, moves their movement speed away, and then whoever's left gets just swarmed by whatever enemies are left. Unless you've got a nice DM that allows some sort of group skill check to escape. That'd be sweet. Some DMs are like that. We did learn blue dragons are actually weak to fire. I do remember. Did not seem very weak. That's counterpoint. Didn't work very well. Let me double check, because I was surprised that the bestiary said that they were weak to fire. It does say they're weak to fire, but they have a lot of magic defense, maybe. But did I use the mage? I thought I used a spell slot. No, I did not use a spell slot. Okay, if I used a spell slot, he probably wouldn't have resisted it for half, and then it would have been a little bit more efficient. No big deal though. Okay, up to Sky, where most of this floor's treasure isn't very important, but we're gonna get it. Because I say so, and because... we can deal with this. I think I might even do all the treasure looting and still house out one more time. Or, like, exit out and house one more time. House out. Just house out. Tiamat scares me a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't be too scared, though. We can probably just brack her. Doubt we can equip the worm armor. Bane swords... So you're not... I'm pretty sure this means you won't get the Red Wiz's, like status, like, negative status application bonus via the sword. And the Red Wizard can't even learn that spell, so... Not that it's easy to test. And I could be misunderstanding, like, you know, I've made some let's call them educated guesses here. Also, do bad men usually like hit for 70 damage on the whole group and you can't fail to run? Is that something I have to live with now? The menuing is really janky some days. I'm not trying to blame the coder again, but compared to the vanilla NES, the input timing is sometimes really jank. I don't feel like it's as consistent as vanilla. It's not bad, but when you've done this a million times, I assume even like a pretty small microsecond delay you can feel. I imagine if you were like a real speedrunner type person that like actually went fast in menuing, like if you ever watch like Final Fantasy randomizer races, some people just absolutely blaze through those menus. I feel like you would, the tighter you use the timing, the worse it's going to feel. Do we care enough to bring a protect ring? We're going to get a bunch of stuff up here that we can't carry. I don't actually think those are going to sell for very much. I mean, we could exit out every time we pick up 2 items and then sell them, but we're going to get a 3rd ribbon. We're going to get white and black shirts. I don't know. I don't know how much these are worth. I guess if we leave this here, theoretically, if we make a second trip, we could pick up the pro ring to sell it, because it should sell for 10 grand. Like, it's decent. I don't know. Maybe just focus fire a little bit. Good turn order. We should see a sabered up red wizard. Not bad. Yeah. But now that Sadman's level 21, yay. Yeah. Yeah, hitting for 470 feels good. That pretty much one-shots anything that's not a T-Rex on the overworld. Alright. Poisons. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. 21% crit rate. Also, his magic defense is definitely getting up there, almost twice everyone else's now. That's getting good. Money, money, money. That's worth it. I definitely need the money, so if you're not trying to buy all the spells, I expect most of these treasure chests are completely worth it. This is why the thief needs to search better gold rewards, actually, because if you have a party that needs the thief's stealing ability and the extra gold, all of those searches that give you like 100 gold, completely worthless when you need to buy like 1,000,000 gold worth of spells. I mean, yes, you can get a ton of gold in the final dungeon past the black orb, but yeah. Silver helmet, not worth anything. Gurmedusas, going with the ambush. I still don't think the counter has ever killed anything. It looks like you counter for 1 punch, and it might not even be able to crit. Not very good. Gurnaga? Not too bad. This is a very good floor for experience if you're trying to grind. Not too many deadly encounters. We could certainly make an Excalibur to sell it, that's fair. We really go to the dwarf, the legendary blacksmith to get the best sword he could ever craft, just so we can sell it to make some money. We need to buy some more magic. I think you can basically get, what is it, 30 grand, probably the max? Half of one spell, one level 8 spell. For the legendary sword. Ambushes. Knock it off, man. We could turn down the ambush rate a little bit, you know. Just a little bit lower would be nice. Alright, so... Ooh, this is harsh. The gold bracelets sell for 25 grand. Maybe... Technically, ribbons sell for 1 gold, so you could drop them and buy them back for nothing. That would be kind of funny. Yeah? You never do this in vanilla. But I'm really trying to optimize my money gains here. I don't do this at home. Yeah. Hey, Bane Sword gets 2 out of 4. That's decent. Pretty good use for a white wizard, honestly. When they've got nothing else to do and no reason to waste spells, basically. There's an extra ribbon. Opal Shield does sell pretty good. What's the cheapest thing we've got right now? Probably one of these worm gloves. And we got one more room. Oh, come on. Well, I wouldn't have equipped the ribbon on him anyway, so... That mostly just means I have to reorganize this setting. Okay. Top right. Does this have anything of value? Probably not. I don't remember. Thanks. Now that I unequip my ribbon, everyone gets poisoned. Yeah. So the main reason the monk maybe doesn't equip a ribbon is their magic defense does get high enough that they're pretty resistant to the usual status afflictions, like poison and stone and all that. It's not like they're not as immune as a ribbon wielder, but they're close. And they never take the half damage from elemental spells like the ribbon resistance would give you. But they do get a lot of health. So, in a sense, they resist statuses and have the health to tank the elemental spells. That makes sense, right? Man, the menuing today. I'm not even using like a wireless controller where like the battery could be dying or the connection could be weak. It's just a plugged-in regular, technically an 8-bit though. Has a pretty good review, pretty highly rated from what I've seen. Another protect ring. Yeah, sure. Okay, there's one last treasure room. It's got like the protect cloak in it, and we can exit out after that if we want. As long as I save a charge, we should be fine. As long as Rosa doesn't immediately die here. Should be very sad. This is the spooky, definitely. Yeah, if I had nuke, I'd throw it, but those man cats are very resistant. Don't you dare, game. Don't you dare. Oh, you freaking... I hate this game so much. I'm gonna do this one off camera. It's my own fault. I unequipped the ribbons because I'm trying to be greedy. When we come back next episode, I will have relooted this, and I'll meet you back in town. God, sucks. Alright, thanks for watching. Overconfident Ankylo gets... Honestly, 3 Medusas don't even use Glance usually that often. We shouldn't... What, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's Final Fantasy. It's Final Fantasy 1. That's what it is. How it goes. I'll see you guys next episode. Good luck.